Let me say something that might annoy both sides of the internet. Some people are being crushed, not by laziness, not by lack of discipline, but by the way they've been taught to do self-improvement. Because there's a version of self-help that sounds strong on the outside. Stop whining, work harder, take responsibility. Life doesn't care about your feelings. Be a man, be a high-value woman, handle your business. And listen, some of that is useful, but there's a toxic version of it that turns your life into a constant mental courtroom where you are always on trial, always guilty, always behind, always not enough. And you know what that creates? Not strength, burnout, shame, numbness, and a nervous system that starts fighting you. Today, I'm going to show you why that happens in simple terms, why tough love often backfires, and how to keep personal responsibility without turning your mind into a prison. The key problem, why people feel stuck even when they're trying hard. Here's what I see all the time. Someone comes to me and says, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not lazy. I want more. I'm trying. I watch the videos. I read the books. I follow the plans. But their life looks like they start strong for a week, then crash, then guilt, then restart, then crash again. And after a while, they stop believing in themselves. Not because they're weak, because their system is exhausted. And instead of being taught how to work with their brain and nervous system in unison, they've been taught to bully themselves into change. Quick pause here. If you're watching this and you're thinking, okay, that sounds like what I've been experiencing. I'm tired of the restart cycle. I'm tired of feeling like I'm failing at life. That's exactly what I help with. I offer a free session where I find the hidden patterns running your life, the pressure, the shame loop, the self-sabotage, and we map what to change first so you actually start moving again. The link is in the description. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button, because this channel is for people who want real change, not motivational spouting. Right, let's get back into it. Part 1. What conservative self-help gets right so you're not delusional. Let me be fair. A lot of tough self-help got one thing right. Your life does improve when you take responsibility. No one is coming to rescue you. Actions matter. Consistency matters. Discipline matters, yes. But here's the important part. There's a difference between responsibility and shame-based control. Responsibility says, I can change my life. Shame-based control says, if I struggle, I'm a loser. The real trap when self-help becomes moral judgment. This is where it gets nasty. In some self-help spaces, emotions are treated like sins. Anxiety becomes weak. Depression becomes lazy. Needing help becomes pathetic. Therapy becomes soft. Meditation becomes a failure. And instead of seeing human struggles as signals, people start seeing them as character flaws. So now your life isn't about learning. It's about proving. Proving you're not weak. Proving you're not broken. Proving you're not like those people. And that turns self-improvement into a performance. And performance is exhausting. Let me tell you about someone. Let's call him Rick for the sake of this video. Rick is a good man, hard worker, reliable, but he's constantly tense. When he wakes up, his mind starts talking immediately. You're behind. You should be doing more. Other people are stronger. Stop being dramatic. Just push through, you know? And from the outside, he looks disciplined. But inside, he's not driven by purpose. He's driven by fear. Fear of being worthless. So he works harder and feels worse. He achieves more and respects himself less. That's not strength. That's survival. The nervous system truth nobody tells you. Here's the simplest truth. When your nervous system feels unsafe, It doesn't care about your goals or your dreams. It cares about comfort, control, escape, distraction, staying small, avoiding shame. So you can scream, "There's a plan," all day to yourself. But if your body is in threat mode, you'll keep reaching for relief. Relief looks like doom scrolling, procrastinating, overeating, drinking, avoidance, starting again tomorrow, snapping at people, or shutting down. And it's not because you are weak, it's because your system is trying to self soothe. So, what happens? People interpret a nervous system problem as a character problem, and then they punish themselves. And punishment creates more threat, and threat creates more escape. That's the loop. If pressure worked, it would have worked by now. Tough love versus steady strength. The difference that changes everything. Let's separate two things. Tough love, what most people think is strength, which is actually the harsh inner voice that uses guilt as fuel, shame as motivation, no excuses even when you're drowning, zero compensation, constant pressure that creates short bursts of action, then crashes, versus steady strength, which is real strength, clear standards, calm repetition, self-respect, honest boundaries, nervous system stability, consistency without self-help. Steady strength isn't soft, it's stable. And stability is what creates real results. A woman I work with, let's call her Nadia, was trying to level up financially. She watched all the grind content. So her strategy was push harder, sleep less, force myself, shame herself when she rested. Her income didn't rise. Anxiety did though, because every time she got close to a bigger step, raising prices, posting content, pitching, her body panicked. Not because she didn't want it, because her system associated visibility with danger. So I didn't motivate her. I stabilized her. I helped her stop treating growth like a war. And when her body stopped bracing for impact, she started moving consistently. And her income finally started changing. If this is hitting you in the chest just a little, hit that like button. Because people don't need more self-help yelling. They need the right explanation. And if you want weekly reset your system style support, remember to subscribe. The identity trap. I must be hard or I will be nothing. A lot of people don't follow tough love because it's true. They follow it because it matches old wounds. The wound is, if I'm not strong, I'll be rejected. So they become tough. But tough becomes a cage because now you can't admit you're lonely, admit you're tired, admit you're scared, admit you need help, admit you are hurting. And then their body starts speaking through burnout, panic, anger, numbness, shutdown, impulsive habits. So the question becomes, are you building discipline or are you building armor? Because armor will protect you, but it also blocks love, blocks peace, blocks connection, blocks real confidence. How to keep responsibility without the shame. So here's the new way to think. Responsibility is not self-hate. You can be accountable without being cruel. Your emotions are data, not drama. Anxiety isn't weakness, it's your system saying something feels unsafe. Consistency is a nervous system skill, not a personality trait. Guilt is a warning sign. You're using pressure instead of strategy. You don't need a harder mindset. You need a safer internal environment because the goal is not to become tough. The goal is to become steady. And steady people change their lives fast. The final truth, why this matters so much. If your self-help makes you feel like you're constantly failing, that's not self-help. That's self-abuse wearing a suit. And look, I'm not here to argue politics. I'm here to protect your nervous system because you can believe in discipline, in structure, and responsibility without turning yourself into your own enemy. Your growth should feel like you're becoming more of you, not like you're trying to beat yourself into being acceptable. If you want help breaking your shame loop and building real steady confidence, remember to book the free session in the description down below. We'll find the old patterns, we'll map what needs to change first, and we'll make that process feel possible again. And if you want more videos like this, remember to hit subscribe. Comment the word steady if you're done with pressure-based self-improvement and you're ready to build strength that actually lasts. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.